It's Thursday, another week of sports has passed, and Gav and Matt are here to talk about it. It's I Know Sports, He's a Clown. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're on a little bit earlier than normal, so if you're in the group of people that normally watch us live at 11 o'clock Irish time, apologies for coming on early. I got to get out of here a little early. Gav, I believe you wanted to start the show off with a statement.
It's not so much. I don't know if it's a statement. It's more an apology, and so I've become. I believe my observation has improved massively in the last, I would say, 48 hours. All right, but I want to start by apologising because I look a wreck. Okay, like I need to get a haircut. Okay, and I usually wet me hair and gel me hair and kind of look and go, yeah, that looks okay. And now I just look at it and go, fuck it. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. So if anyone's watching, they're going, what is wrong with his head? It's been noted both locally here and now on the internet. So I just want to say that. But I really feel like my observations have come on massively, including in the intro where that guy that does the really good stuff with the hockey stick and scores clearly kicks the goalkeeper in the balls as he passes. Which I don't think anyone's ever noticed.
I don't think I noticed that.
Yeah. When he scores, his blade is like literally trying to take your man's Mickey off, as they'd say in Ireland. So just there's one for you. Brandon Cheese says Masters updates. I presume you're watching it. But we'll give updates. Yeah, we'll give updates. I have some observations on the Masters as well, but we get that later, I think.
Okay. Well, I didn't think your hair looked all that bad. I'm certainly never.
It's
I'm
more
never
of a
going to be the one.
feeling. It's more of a feeling, and what happens is when my hair gets long and I don't gel it and it kind of feels heavy on my head, my family tell me that I walk around with a kind of drained face and on me, and I look upset. You know what I mean?
I don't know what your 3/4 inch long hair is made out of. It has to be some sort of heavy metal to be heavy on your head.
Do you want some more news? So you know the way I'm quarter Italian,
Yeah.
right? And I am, right? But so my mother and our brother have decided to do a big detailed family tree where you register online and you get all this, and they found some relations in America. They found some relations in London, but it turns out that we are actually related to Shane MacGowan, the famous Pogue singer, and Brian Boru.
Who's that?
He was some mythical fella in Ireland years ago. When I say
that guy. Oh shit. Yeah,
yeah.
that's wow.
Yeah.
That's I don't think you're a big enough nerd to play the video game Crusader Kings, but I am.
Absolutely not.
And when you play as Ireland, that's the guy that you start out as.
Okay.
His name is like Brian.
Just for Fernando Cheese, Masters updates. Sam Burns 5 under, Rory McIlroy 5 under, Justin Rose 4 under with 5 to play, Jason Day 3 under, Kitty Yama 3 under, Patrick Reed 3 under, Brennan from America 2 under, Shane Lowry 2 under, Alex Roy from England 2 under, Shoffley and Scheffler both 2 under, Speed 2 under, Woodland 2 under. Scheffler has 6 to play, Speed has 5 to play, and 6 to play for Woodland. Tommy Fleetwood sits at 1 under as well. So there you go.
There you go. See, we'll come back to that later because the Masters is part of what I want to talk about today. I'm going to preview what I want to talk about today because Dylan is asking in the chat if I'm sporting a Buck Canada t-shirt in the background. No, Dylan. This is why I wanted to talk about sporting events that come around every year. Because last week, just after we finished last week's episode of the show, the Toronto Maple Leafs were mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. And every year that the Toronto Maple Leafs can no longer win the Stanley Cup is a celebration day in my tiny little world of sports.
Have they not won in 50 years?
They have not won since 1967. So I can only use this shirt for another 2 seasons. And it will need to
60
change.
Years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I got to get rid of the shirt soon. The acronym won't work
60
anymore.
Seasons next year.
Yeah.
And they sound like they're a big team.
They are the highest spending team. They are the biggest market team in the most hockey mad country in the world, and they are fucking losers.
Losers. Go
gorgeous.
Go Bruins.
Gorgeous. Yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. But it's a sure sign of spring every year that after a long, cold, miserable Canadian winter, and you're like, is it spring yet? And it's like, are the Leafs out playing golf? Because that's what hockey players do when they get eliminated from
Yeah.
the playoffs, is they start playing golf. And the golf season started a little bit early. No, it's not the Canada logo. It's blue. It's blue.
Yeah, it's a blue maple leaf with a
It's a
stop
blue
sign around
maple
it.
leaf. Our
It's
flag is very much red and white.
there's a golf YouTube channel called the Spittin' Chicklets, I think they're called, and
Oh yeah,
I think they
that's
might be
that's a hockey podcast.
yeah, but they play golf.
Yeah.
And are any of them maple leaves? Or do they get off early?
I'm not entirely sure who's on the Spittin' Chicklets podcast, but Spitting Chicklets, are you familiar with where that term comes from?
No, I just watched them play golf, and one of them is really good when he gets intense. One is a lefty that just is so laid back. He's actually really cool, and one is like if he didn't open his mouth, you'd think he was a mafia enforcer. Tall, broad, black hair, but I think he plays hockey. That's all I really know about him.
Yeah, the term spitting chicklets is what they call it in hockey when you get into a fight and then you end up spitting your own teeth out of your mouth.
I was going to guess that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
So let me see. Who are the guys on spitting chicklets? Paul Bissonnette. Yeah, that's a big-time enforcer. He's actually on a lot of the hockey broadcasts we get here in Canada. He's a pretty decent broadcaster. Ryan Whitney, Keith Yandel, neither of those guys are real big fighters, actually. Like, Bissonnette definitely was. That's probably the guy that you're thinking of, that if he didn't open his mouth, you'd think he was...
Whitney is the kind of, looks like the older guy. Paul, what's the other two names?
Paul Bissonnette.
Yeah, and the other guy?
Keith Yandel.
Yeah, Yandel is the left-handed guy, real laid back, and Bissonnette feels like the mafia enforcer.
Yeah, well, he's a former hockey enforcer, so
Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
he definitely would look like that. So that's just, it's one of those things in the sporting calendar that I always look forward to, and we're going to circle back around to it because the Masters is something that Gav always looks forward to every year, and it just got started today. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth later on. One of the other things that other people look forward to every year is the March Madness. I tried to get interested in it, Gav. I dropped the ball getting us a bracket set up in time to do it. It turns out I don't like college basketball, man. I sat down. Monday night was the national championship game. University of Connecticut against Michigan. I thought, you know what?
Were these both top seeds?
No, UConn was a number 2, but Michigan was a number 1 seed.
Who won?
So I'm gonna watch this. It was dreadful, Gav. It was just terrible. I'm gonna bring up the team stats
in terms of the game itself. The
quality
standards
of the basketball was terrible.
Okay.
It was absolutely terrible. Michigan shot 2 for 15 from 3-point range, which is 13%. That is embarrassingly dreadful. UConn shot 9 of 33 from 3. They were just chucking up 3-pointers every time. Like it was really, really bad. It was exciting because it's a championship game and it has a lot on the line. And I would say the same goes for college basketball as the case I tried to make for college football. I think they are the best American sports fans are the college fans. Like really, really good. Because you always, every year, you have a great built-in contingent of young people that bring that energy. Like, you know, with Liverpool Football Club, they always talk about pricing young people out of games, and then you don't have young people going to the match and bringing that energy in the stands. You don't have to worry about that with college sports because you got the students come to the games. They get guaranteed tickets. They're cheap. They pack the stands out and they act like absolute lunatics. So there was a lot of drama on it, and Michigan ends up winning fairly comfortably in the end. But I was rather disappointed with the poor quality of basketball on display. Like, there was some really good defense. Like, there was a lot of really big blocks, but it seemed less like the defense was really good and more like the guys shooting were just fucking terrible. So, yeah.
Do you reckon if I took 13 shots from the 3-point area that I'd score more than 2?
No.
I think I could.
No. How when was the last time you shot a basketball?
Don't know.
There is a basketball hoop. I've been to where you live, and there is a basketball hoop that's down the housing estate from you. But I don't think I've ever seen a ball kicking around there.
No, there's a basketball court not far from me. I might video myself doing it.
Yeah,
13.
I think
So basically, if I go down the basketball court, set up a camera, and
yeah.
throw 13 shots, and I get more than two, I could play NCAA basketball.
You might win. You might win a national championship. I'm
Yeah.
going to say
The only
right
the
now.
only thing basketball related I watched this week was LeBron James playing golf with Bob Does Sports.
Oh,
2.5 million views were in the first 24 hours.
well,
He's
fucking
not very good at
well,
golf. Not very good at golf at all. He's only playing
no.
8 months though. You can see he will definitely improve. I'd say when the off season comes, which is probably June, is it June, July, or sometimes they play through to, is it June, July?
Yeah,
It
June.
usually ends.
It's even if they get to the finals, it'll be done by the middle of June.
Yeah, so you can. I would say there will be a big improvement on it. But what a nice fella!
LeBron, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he seems
like
quite down to earth.
such a nice fella,
Yeah,
like down to earth. Knew all about the lads, knew all the lingo that they go. He knew that carry on. Um, he had a really he was so fucking entertaining to watch. So
yeah.
I'm a big fan of
I
him.
heard a thing about that. I was watching some YouTube shorts, and it went into the world of basketball, mostly to hear them talk about Larry Bird because the stories about Larry Bird are amazing and hilarious. But this one guy was talking about LeBron, and he was like acting like a big kid and stuff like that. And they said like people that get a ton of money that don't come from money, that you're kind of frozen at the age you're at when you get a lot of money. And LeBron was about 16 when he got a lot of money. So he still kind of got like a kid like energy about him. And it's like, oh, okay, that sounds all right. I'm surprised he's not a better golfer, though. You just think that being
No, don't get
a
me wrong.
high level athlete.
He can strike a ball. But he looks very. I would be very surprised if he didn't do it with a baseball in his youth. The way he swings the ball, it's kind of his whole body and his feet torn as he's striking and stuff. But he can strike a ball. But I would say I'd be really interested to see LeBron James playing golf this time next year, because
Yeah.
I think he's. These fellas are so driven that they'll fucking absolutely find a way to
Well,
hit the golf ball properly.
to be fair, this time next year, he's probably playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers because it seems like he might do one more year and go back to Cleveland where it all started for him. Just as kind of like a final swan song on his career. But I think he's in like 22, 23 seasons now. Like it's absolutely unbelievable. And I completely agree with Dylan O'Rourke, who says, considering he's the best basketballer of all time, he's extremely modest. I can't speak on his modesty, but I know a lot of people absolutely stand behind Michael Jordan, and he does have 6 rings, absolutely. But in any other metric, LeBron James is just a superior basketball player. What else should we talk about? Well, you chose last week or the week before to be a fucking Boston Bruins fan, much to my protestations. It looks like
No,
you're
it
going to
wasn't.
make.
Hold on, wasn't protestations. What you said was pick a team, and I wanted to pick someone, and I think they were called something like Kraken or fucking something. And
Yeah,
then we were like,
yeah.
no, that
Soundtrack.
sounds like something from a Trolls movie. So we said we'll go away from that, and I picked the Bruins because it was in Boston, and I like the city of Boston.
Terrible.
Nothing to do with anything else.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's
It turns out it annoys you, which is a bonus.
yes,
I'm
it
not
is.
gonna
It
lie.
is very much a bonus.
But
It might be that the Habs end up playing the Bruins in the first round of the playoffs if Montreal would need to kind of win the rest of their 4 games. So there's 3 or 4 games left in the NHL regular season. A few teams are battling for their playoff lives. The vast majority of them know that they're either in or out. You got Columbus, Detroit, the Islanders, the Capitals, all with a faint chance of making it. It looks
are
like
the
the
Bruins
Senators.
in?
What's that?
Are the
Yeah,
Bruins
the
in?
Bruins are in. The Bruins currently have the first wild card spot. They're on 96 points. They would basically need to lose the rest of their final 3 games and have Columbus, Detroit, the Islanders, or Washington win their remaining 4 games, which just isn't going to happen. So it's setting up nicely, and then we get into the absolute joy of life that is the 6 weeks that are the Stanley Cup playoffs. Playoff hockey is. I don't like it.
Now, is it convoluted? Is it like if you lose, you're still in? If you
No.
there's brackets over here, or is it just draw all the fucking teams and play?
There's brackets. There's East and West conferences.
Mm-hmm.
So you play the East teams play the East teams, and the West teams play the West teams, and then the winner of each plays for the Stanley Cup. It is best of 7, best of 7, best of 7, best of 7.
Oh wow!
You need to get 16 wins to win the Stanley Cup.
So hold on a minute. When you go in, is it the last? When they go into the playoffs, is it the last 8?
Yeah, there's 8 teams in each division, like in each conference. So there's 16
Okay.
teams to make the playoffs.
Okay.
So
if you're in, does 8 on your side? So there's 8 on your side, so that's a quarter final.
Yeah.
So that's the way I work it in my brain. So you have a quarter final, it's the best of 7.
Yep.
Semi-final, best of 7.
Yep.
Then your divisional final is the best of 7.
Yep.
And then you have to play
for the Stanley Cup.
Right.
In a
So
best
you
of
could
7.
play 28 games of hockey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, it is.
And
It is.
tell me this now: 7 games. So say 2 teams come up against. No, not say it is going to happen. 2 teams come up against each other, and they go, "Okay, it's fucking your team against mine, right?" Can't even remember the name of your team anymore because I'm just so obsessed with the Bruins, right? What's your lads' names again?
The Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, the Montreal Canadiens, right? And what is their name? You give them? Is there a little nickname?
The Habs.
The Habs.
Yes. It's short for Les Habitants, like the people who live there.
Oh, there's a bit of French in them. Okay. Yeah. So the Habs play the Bruins.
Yes.
And there's 7 games. How long did he have to play these games? Is it every night for 7 fucking nights?
No, they might do back-to-backs and then a day off and then back-to-backs and then a day off. So it's
But it's home and away, yeah? Home and away?
No, it'll be 2 games in Montreal, 2 games in Boston, and then Montreal, Boston, Montreal.
Montreal because they're higher seed?
Yes.
Okay, Johnny says we're the quarterfinals, not best of 5.
Nope.
No.
Nope. They haven't been best of 5 in hockey in I don't know 60 years. They play best of 7. Baseball does some best of 5 bullshit. It's a bit chicken shitty. Just play best of 7.
Tom Boland says, just imagine the Leinster or the Munster final going to the best of 7 in the GAA. It'd be fucking carnage. The lads would be dead.
This is how playoff hockey comes about. I'm not a big fan of it. A lot of like die-hard, especially Canadian hockey fans, love the notion of playoff hockey. Like, you know how in the Premier League and the Champions League you have different sets of rules?
Yeah.
The NHL has the same refs using the same rule book. They don't have different laws for one or the other. But when it comes to the playoffs, they just stop calling fucking penalties. They just stop calling penalties.
Just do what like that.
Yeah, so big guys like Paul Bissonnette off of the Spitting Chicklets podcast, those kind of guys all of a sudden become more important come the playoff time, where just like grinding teams down because you know that you're potentially going to play this team 7 times in the next
or the guy we love, that got we give an
Scott
award
Stevens.
out for Scott Stevens. Yeah, we have to give a Scott Stevens award out for extraordinary sporting achievements, and we'll try to find something today
for humanitarian work in the sports. And I mean, if I remember correctly, I believe all 3 of those hits that we watched in that top 10 list of Scott Stevens were in the playoffs. The one on Paul Correa where he knocks him completely out, the guy on the Ducks that gets knocked out, that's in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he comes back into the game because you just kind of have to. Like, it's playoff hockey. It's a bunch of bullcrap. We should probably touch on the big soccer news of the week. The UEFA Champions League quarterfinals went on. Obviously, Gav and I are on the Talking Cop channel, if you're unfamiliar with that, where we go through all things Liverpool in way too much depth because they were fucking dreadful yesterday and they lost 2-0 at Paris Saint-Germain. Mm-hmm. Yes, but the other results, anything that surprised you in there, or was that all kind of to order? Arsenal 1-0 over Sporting Lisbon in Lisbon.
Didn't see that. I didn't see that, but I got told that the Arsenal goalkeeper was man of the match. And Arsenal got a goal at the very end, which didn't surprise me. That's how they're going to make their way through this competition. I fancy Arsenal to get to a final, to be fair. Against either Barca or Atletico, I'd fancy Arsenal. PSG were much better than Liverpool. And the Barcelona Atletico Madrid one kind of hinged on a sending off for the centre half. Barca, which his name's going out of my head. He's really good. He's really young. Can't remember his name. I want to say Kabosh, but that's cabbage in Irish.
Kubarsi.
Yeah, so he got sent off. They score straight from the free kick, which is a brilliant free kick by the lad that used Alvarez. And then Sorloth comes off the bench, I think, and makes it 2-0. Tough, but I wouldn't call that tie over by any means. Barcelona, they can go anywhere and put anyone to the sword. But Atletico Madrid holding a 2-0 lead at home. I know they battered Barcelona like 4-0 or 5-0 in the Copa del Rey a while back and then barely held on in the return leg to get through. But this is different. This is in Um, the Metropolitano, isn't it? That's the name of the stadium.
Mm, yeah,
And it's Atletico Madrid at home, and it's just a perfect mix for them. You know, their fans won't be upset if they're sitting in. Diego Simeone will fucking absolutely love it. He'll have all the lads running around doing all sorts of mad shit. Um, Barcelona absolutely need an early goal in that, because if this game drags on, Atletico will drag them down to their level. If you're anti-Arsenal, you probably want Barcelona to win it, because I'd fancy Arsenal more over Atletico than I would Barca. And then Bayern beat Real Madrid, and I think they were good value for it.
yeah.
Um,
I
and
read it was the first time in 14 years that they had beaten Madrid, which is
yeah, because if
shocking.
you remember, Bayern went through this mad stage of absolutely hammering Barcelona, like 7-2 on aggregate in a semi final. And then I think Pep goes to Bayern. And when he goes there, they get their arses handed to them by Real Madrid, I think, in a semi final. Ronaldo inspired. Um, so, yeah, I don't think the Liverpool one's on a knife edge whatsoever. I think PSG, people were saying, oh, they weren't that good. They were. They were. They moved the ball phenomenally. You know, like their left back is throwing the ball and switch and play with a throw. You know, their midfielders coming into the left back and just dominating the game. I think they're excellent. Their movement of the ball is brilliant. I think the only thing that may go against them is their finishing. I think if they can finish, they'll put teams absolutely to the sword. I loved watching them play. I didn't like watching it, but to watch them play, you appreciate them. I think the Arsenal one, I think Arsenal go through comfortable now. I think Bayern and Real Madrid have legs in it. There's legs in that, and there's definitely legs in the Barca Atletico. But if I was neck on the block, PSG, Arsenal, Atletico, Bayern as your last four, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Bayern going to Madrid and getting the 2-1 and being able to take that home kind of gives them the edge in that. Harry Kane's first ever goal at the Bernabeu. I mean, he in terms of sliding doors moments, choosing to leave Tottenham and going Bayern, what a life choice for Harry Kane. I mean,
And is
with the
on track to
exception
play
of
Arsenal in the final, possibly.
well, exactly.
Um,
That's Johnny Barg there in the comments says it's all set up for a Bayern Arsenal final and Harry Kane to score the winner and Arsenal's fans' heads to fall off.
mm.
I mean, if that happened and Arsenal somehow managed to contrive a way to lose the league and Tottenham stayed up, it would be the worst possible season for Arsenal fans.
Yeah, no, I think Arsenal do win the league. I have a sneaky feeling for them for the Champions League as well. I just do. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a fear or something. But to be fair, I don't really give a fuck who wins it. Like I am one of them people that go, yeah, listen, I won't even be watching that. So the Champions League final will come on, and I won't be watching it. I just
What?
won't. No. It's not something that grabs me attention unless Liverpool are in it. To be fair, but if I was to
See,
pick,
that was one of my. I thought for sure that would be a annual date in the sporting calendar that
not
would
for
catch
me,
your attention. Yeah,
not
really.
for me. No.
Oh shit! Yeah, see, and I've always even like as I was becoming a Liverpool fan, it was how I became a Liverpool fan was watching a Champions League final. Was just happening to learn that this is, the culmination of all European club soccer is this game. And it was like, oh shit, let's give it a watch. And it's like, wow, okay, that's amazing. I see you brought that comment up there from Dylan. Says, with Robbo in mind and conscious of how everything is public nowadays, what is the biggest shock transfer in sports? Surely LeBron's announcement to Miami is up there. I'd possibly go a little bit further back and say when Wayne Gretzky left the Edmonton Oilers. Uh, it's the same level of dominance, like the level that LeBron was at when he left Cleveland to go to Miami. Wayne Gretzky was way more than that. He was already the greatest hockey player that had ever been. He had comfortably reached all of the records and was getting ready to bury all of the NHL scoring records forever. And he left a team that had won 4 straight titles and moved to LA.
Mm.
Now, there's some
Um.
conjecture around that, and I would maybe love to do a best conspiracy theories in sports show
Oh,
because,
fantastic! Well, I know a
yeah,
man. I know a man in this chat that would absolutely love to be involved in that as a researcher, just as a researcher, and that is Veranda Cheese because he fucking loves conspiracy theories.
yeah.
And the only words I have to say to you is plane shaped rockets. That's all I need to say. I'll leave that as. Um,
We'll take it from there. Before we move on,
Can
I
I
know
can I
you
just
have
show
this
can I show
topic.
something in for the shock transfers? I
Sure.
think Johnny's good. One is good. Mo Johnson, the Rangers, of course. Mo Johnson was a Celtic player. He he's a Catholic and he goes to Rangers. It was a Protestant club. That was mad. Um, there's a couple that kind of were big shocks as well. And I had one in my head and it's gone completely out of my head. And I was like, that was a fucking. Oh, Luis Figo from Barcelona to Real Madrid. They're throwing pigs' heads and all on the picture. Fucking crazy stuff. So yeah, that one is up there as well.
And
But if
I'm
anyone
on
has any
board
more,
with that. I'm a believer that you don't go from one rival club to another rival club. Like you
well,
got to
the
take
man,
you
the
got to
man
take
that
an intermediate step.
Well, the man that managed Paris Saint Germain last night, done it. Luis Enrique played with Real Madrid and then went to Barcelona, I think. And I think Michael Laudrup done it. The Danish player, the older of the brothers. I
Sure.
think he done it with Barcelona and Real Madrid. And I'm not too sure if there's many more. But Ronaldo, R9, he played for both.
Yeah.
He made his name as PSV, went to Barcelona, went off to Inter, came back to Real Madrid.
See, that one I think is okay because that's not a direct sale club
Yeah.
to club. Having that intermediary in there, I
Mhm.
think that's okay.
Okay.
Um, you got a soccer related what the fuck story for me again, Gav.
Mm.
I do have to say I loved last weekend, the weekend before
Mo Norman.
When the FA Cup was on the Canadian broadcast in between the FA Cup games. There was definitely somebody on there talking about Roy Essendon. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
I know this. Gav taught me
Yeah.
this.
Saul Campbell, Tottenham to Arsenal. Yes, that was on a free transfer though. I think he was out of contract and left Spurs and went to Arsenal. But yeah, that's up there as well. Yeah, this is I looked this up. This guy came into my head during the week and I thought, does everybody know about him? He probably does. But listen, for anyone out there that's watching this afterwards, happens to come across as they might watch and go, I didn't know about this guy. If I said to you, and you'll probably know it, but if I said to you, Kazuyoshi Miura.
Ooh. The name sounds slightly familiar.
Okay,
Slightly.
okay. So let me tell you about this guy, right? Kazuyoshi Kazumiura, okay, was born on the 26th of February 1967, nicknamed King Kazu, and he is a Japanese professional footballer, okay? He currently plays for J3 League club Fukushima United, and he's on loan from J2 club Yokohama FC. He is the world's oldest professional footballer. You ever heard? Is he ringing bells with you?
No, but I was doing the math in my head when you said he's currently playing. I was like, you said 1967. Holy shit.
He's 59 years of age. He's 5'10". He's a forward. But the brilliant thing about this is, right? If you go through, right, he played for the Japan national team from 1990 to 2000. Okay, and was the first Japanese recipient of the IFFHS Asia's Footballer of the Year award. Okay, 55 goals in 89 caps for his national team. Miura is the second most prolific goal scorer in the national team's history, behind Kenshige Kanemoto. Miura holds the record for being the oldest goal scorer in J-League history at 50, the footballer with the world's longest professional career, and as of 2026 is the oldest professional footballer in the world at 59. He also holds the distinction of having played professional football in 5 separate decades: the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. His elder brother Yasutoshi is a former professional footballer. Right. Since 1993, he's been married to a former actress and model Risako Shitara. They have 2 children, Ryoto Miura and Koto Miura. Okay, his honors. He's won loads of different shit, but this is the best thing. Right? I didn't want to go into a big long one tonight because I know we're stuck for time. So what I done was, I looked up and I went, who did he play for? Right? Well, you hear this, right? So now remember, he's playing since 1986. He's playing 40 years professional football.
Yeah.
Okay, 40 years. He's played for Santos, Palmeiras, Matsubara, CRB, XV Dejau, Cortiba, Santos again, Verdi Kawasaki, Genoa, Dynamo Zagreb, Kyoto Purple Sanga, Vissel Kobe, Yokohama FC, Sydney FC, Suzuka Point Getters, which is just what a name.
Amazing.
Oliverense, Atletico Suzuka, and Fukushima United. Right now, 40 years. How many goals do you think he's averaging a year?
Over 40 years. Now, is he a striker? I'm guessing he's a
He's a
striker because his
striker.
return for the
He's
national
a
team was
striker.
actually quite
He had
good.
55 goals in 86 games for the national team. How
Yeah,
many
that's quite
goals?
good.
How many goals do you think he averaged? He also played 6 games of futsal for
Oh,
Japan 2012. He scored 1 goal in 6 games. But
okay.
over 40 years and all them teams, how many goals do you think he averages per year?
Per year, I'm going to say he averages, fuck, if you say 10, that's 400 career goals. That's a lot of goals. I'm going to say 8.
8.
Yeah.
He averages 5 goals a season. Right? 5 goals a season.
How is
Right?
he still getting contracts?
Santos, 2 appearances, no goals. Palmeiras, 25 appearances, 2 goals. Matabura, 5 games, 1 goal. CRB, 4 games, 0 goals. XV de Geo, 25 games, 2 goals. Contiba, 21 games, 2 goals. He must be brilliant around the squad. That's all I'm going to say.
I think
Santos,
so.
11 games, 3 goals. Verdi Kawasaki, 192 games, 100 goals. That was his
Oh, wow.
1990.
Yeah,
Yeah.
purple patch there.
Genoa on loan, 21 games, 1 goal. Dynamo Zagreb, 12 games, no goals. Kyoto Purple Sanga, 41 games, 21 goals. Vissel Kobe, 103 games, 24 goals. Yokohama, 278 games, 27 goals. He scores every 11 games, right? Doesn't give a fuck. Sydney FC, 4 games, 2 goals. Suzuka Point Getters, 18 games, 2 goals. Oliver Ents, 8 games, no goals. Atletico Suzuka, 18 games, no goals. And he hasn't played yet for Fukushima United. He's on loan, probably in pre-season. So there you go. So
Wow. Yeah, that's
I just thought if you were interested, that is how many. Someone did ask how many assists. I can't see the assists here, but I don't care. He's played 40 years of football and he's just going around tapping in 5 goals on average a season. Vast majority of his teams he's never scored for, but he's having the time of his life. He's 50 fucking 9. He's 50. He's
that's yeah.
15 years older than me, and he's still bombing around the third division in Japan. Going, this is the crack. So there
Yeah,
you
and
go.
I mean he must obviously like be a great trainer and a good influence. Like clearly he's got the veteran leadership that you want in a dressing room presence sort of thing because he's not scoring goals. Like I was thinking there, like if he's played that long and he keeps getting contracts, he must just be a machine in front of net, just putting goals in. But yeah, yeah, good for him. Good for him. A nice long career. There was one of the great legendary hockey players, Gordie Howe, whose nickname was Mr. Hockey. He played until he was 51, but I believe he had retired for 3 or 4 seasons. And there was a breakaway league that started in the 70s that tried to rival the NHL. And he came out of retirement specifically so that he could play on a team with his 2 sons. And you
Okay.
look at him, and this is like, you know how people back in the day that when they were 30, they looked like nowadays a 60-year-old looks? This guy was 50 in the 70s. He looked like he was 90. And he's out there, no helmet on, playing hockey and all that sort of stuff. It's lovely to see. I do like seeing an old guy out there playing sport because I think James Milner is the only outfield Premier League player that's older than me anymore. And when you get to the point where all the athletes that you watch are younger than you, you are officially, unequivocally, inarguably old now.
Well, do you
Um,
reckon? Do you reckon? Right? Do you reckon? Just I looked it up because I had to ask because it would annoy me. On transfer market, he's listed as playing 747 games and scoring 198 goals. Okay, have a guess how many assists he has.
40.
11. He has 11. He's 38 yellow cards, and it doesn't look like he's being sent off.
So he's a ball hog. He doesn't pass the ball, but he also isn't a prolific scorer. Like, yeah, he's got to just be a great presence. Like, he always brings the orange slices.
He's 59. He's like people are gonna fucking. He's 59. People are. What's he gonna? What are you gonna say to him? You
Yeah,
know.
I guess so. I mean, time for
And he's in
retirement. Old
Japan.
man.
I'm presuming something in Japan is like, don't ever fucking even look sideways at your elders. So I think he's fine there. So there you go.
Yeah.
Mm.
But now we'll get into the main thing of the show. I mean, it's like clockwork. Certain things come around every year in sports. They don't always land on the exact same day, but you can count on them coming. For instance, the Toronto Maple Leafs being the perennial fucking losers that they will always be, and I absolutely love it. The big one, though, for this week, Doug Gav, is in fact the Masters. So the grandest, I think, might be the best way of putting it, the grandest of all the golf majors,
Mm-hmm.
and the true start of the serious golf season. No more waste
Yeah.
management, no more Kapalua Bays or anything
No.
like that. We are
No.
now into the serious business.
Yeah.
It's gotta get you excited every year, doesn't it? Like, I know how much you like golf.
Oh, I love the Masters. I absolutely love it. I love the fact I you see I'm a bit this might sound a bit contradictory. I love the way the Open or the British Open, whatever you want to call it, is moved around different courses on a rota. Um, but I love the way the Masters is at the same course every year. Don't fuck around. And it is the grandest of them all because the Masters or the Augusta themselves, they decide when the fucking stuff will go on telly. You're not allowed to have a mobile phone now. There was a player removed from the property, as they said in a statement yesterday, where he just went, you can't be on your phone, out, and just removed
Really?
him. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And people just literally walk in with their little fold down chairs and in. You're not allowed to have the phones out. As simple as that. At Augusta, it's it's such a great way to start the season. And I've seen people saying, "Oh, they should switch it around and they should put the US Open on first and then put, maybe the PGA next, put the Masters on following into the Open because I think the Open is the last one. I'm nearly maybe it's not the last one, but it is the grandest of them all. You look at the build up to it, everything about it, and all the colour of Augusta, and the drive up and Magnolia Drive, and and fucking and in the lead up, Tiger Woods is flipping cars and ringing the president. It's just phenomenal gear, and it's just it's just a brilliant tournament. And it's had a belting start. To be fair, this one has had a belting start. When you look at the names that are up there, like Rory just looks so fucking alias compared to last year, where he looked like the weight was on his shoulders.
Hold on a second. I was informed by our ITK in common, Mr. Kavanaugh, that Rory was off to a terrible start.
No,
Is
what happened was our mutual friend Emma happened to be looking over his shoulder at TV, and Rory McIlroy was in the trees. Rory McIlroy just went on and parred the hole. Then he birdied the next from the trees. And he went on to finish 5 under, which I think is a 67 around Augusta, if I can remember right. I'm keeping an eye. Justin Rose is 4 under with 3 to play. Scheffler's 2 under with 4 to play. Woodland 2 under with 4 to play. They're the only big names kind of still out there. Owenburg said it's going to be fun over the weekend with dry and rock hard greens. It's just a proper spectacle, and the way they do it, the way the angles they get, the camera angles, the greens, there's no flat surfaces in it. It's all, you don't realise how up and down this golf course is. It's a phenomenal looking golf course. But a couple of things I've noticed about it. As everyone, well, not everyone will know, but most people will know that watch golf. They cut the grass in Augusta in a certain direction, right? And they cut it from green back to tee. So when you hit out onto the fairway, the ball's running against the grain of the grass to slow it down, right? Okay. But what I've noticed, I think they've let that grass grow. Because in years gone by, you would see the ball would still kind of run up the fairway. It just wouldn't trundle along like it would a links course like at St. Andrews or even some of the American courses. I think they've let it grow. And the second thing is, I'm not sure they've watered the greens here. Because the greens in Augusta were always that pale green, and they were all pale. Everything would be real green. These pale things would be sitting in the middle, and they're starting to look very burnt already. And Shane Lowry referred to her after the round. He said they're a bit crusty already, and we're only here on Thursday. And I'm wondering if Augusta and the people there have decided, right, let's dry this fucker out and let's cause absolute fucking mayhem. Because if that course dries out, from what it was today, Jesus Christ, you could have any score out there. You can't stop a ball. You can't stop it from rolling.
Do you want that, like, as more of a golf fan than me, because you're talking about that and it makes me think back to when I was watching the Ashes over the Christmas period
Mm-hmm.
and England went to Australia to play the cricket, and there was some real issues taken with what was it, at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, where there was nothing on the pitch at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just a batter's delight, and it was like, you can't have that. And then they played in Adelaide, and it was the exact opposite, where it was like, fucking the batters have no idea what to do here. I
Yeah.
kind of dig that home field advantage. Like, there is no home field advantage, obviously. Like, the people setting up the course at Augusta, they want to create a good spectacle. They don't want to make it easy. They don't want to make it too hard. But, like, I like the fact that they're able to go, like, man, these guys are getting really good. Like, let's throw them a curveball. Like, let's just put on half the water that we put on last year and see how these guys can deal with really, really dry greens. Do you like that, or do you wish it was the same, like, every year?
No, I think right. So my favorite major is the Open, right? Especially, I think the best tournament in golf outside of the Ryder Cup is an Open at St Andrews, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the ceremony around it, the history around it.
It's the spiritual home of golf.
Yeah, and you hit a ball and you could hit it in the middle of the fairway and it could just fuck off and disappear down into it somewhere. And I think I think Royal County Down and the other one up there, I can't remember now. They've done really well in terms of the Open. The thing about golf for me is that these are professional golfers. You cannot set the golf courses up to suit them. It's meant to be a challenge, right? So when the US Open are notorious for it, where they'll come out and they just grow the fucking rough up. They'll grow it up, they'll cut the greens down to fuck all, and they'll have it running at 13, 14 on the stimp, and people will be like, well, you can't stop a ball. Well, yeah, you can. You can. Of course you can stop a ball. It's just harder. The only one I would make exception for, I think, was 2014. I think it was a US Open. I think it was Chambers Bay, and it was horrendous. Like, it wasn't even a golf course. You couldn't ground the club anywhere on the golf course. It was all considered a hazard. So you couldn't ground the club, right? And the greens were fucking atrocious. I think that's the one where Dustin Johnson, leading by one, goes in and double bogeys the last and fucking loses by a stroke. I would think it was Chambers Bay. Veranda says, as a golf fan, I want to see the course as hard as possible, and a +5 to win the tournament. It would be fantastic television. I'm with him. I think if you set a golf course up absolutely perfect, I think somebody around level par, anywhere between 200 and 2 over to win a tournament, I think you've put an absolute brilliant golf course on there. But it's hard with Augusta, because Augusta is so manicured that the only thing you can really do is maybe grow the fairways a little long. Everything else outside that is all that pie and straw. And the greens are notoriously fast at Augusta, and when they get dry, they get fucking nigh on impossible, And I'm not a fan of that, where the ball just won't stop. You know what I mean? You have to give a challenge is one thing, but not being able to put a ball on a green and it just won't stop is pointless. But I'm not against them drying it out and letting it fucking go to the limit. A bit like Survival Saturday. Dry the fucker out, let them all play pinball for the day, and then just water the fuck out of them and go, right, whoever survived yesterday is all have a good poke at this on Sunday. But I think it's going to be an excellent weekend, because I just couldn't get over how relaxed Rory McIlroy looks. He looks like he's just out.
Is he the favorite?
He's not the favourite, no. Scheffler would be the favourite. I think Rory McIlroy might be third favourite. The last time I checked the betting. But McIlroy looks like he's out playing with his mates in the park. He's so at ease for himself.
Jeez, it's almost like getting a monkey off your back by winning it last year.
It so is. So one example of it, because I don't want to drag on too long, but one example today, he's flying. He's playing really well. He's birdied 14, I think. He's gone to 3 under. He's maybe 3 under, 4 under. Anyway, he's up 15. It's a par 5. It's the famous one where he puts it to the left last year and whips it around the thing. Yeah, goes too far left. He's actually in the trees. And last year, McIlroy would have been, fuck, I'm at the losing position here. What am I doing? He literally clips this thing under a tree, lets it run down the fairway, pitches it to about 20 feet away from it, keeps it nice and safe, doesn't mess with the water, doesn't mess with the drop off the back of the green, doesn't mess with the right hand side of the green that feeds down towards into oblivion, and he plays a pitch in from about 80 yards, puts it to about 20 feet, makes the putt, and he's just strolling around the place going, "Yeah, I'll just make that putt." He was fourth favourite by the time it started. And Owen says St Andrews got too easy for the players these days. Yeah, I think you probably have to do something along St Andrews. But having said that, what's the other one up the north? There's Royal County Down and there's Port Rush. But the one that was in last time in the north wasn't a links course. It was too green. It was too fucking green. The links course should be brown. Absolutely fucking brown. You know what I mean? The whole lot of it bar the greens. And I didn't... It's poor. Rugby Jackal says, lads, just for your information, I'm sitting in traffic today near the M50. I watched you playing Blaine Row. It made the journey that easier. Keep it up. Oh, is this on this is on a golf channel? Yeah, and we just haven't got fucking time to go and do that. It's probably my most enjoyable thing to do, but we just don't have fucking time to do it. We should get back out and do it, but we'll see. But thanks anyway, Rugby Jackal. Anyway, that's the Masters for you.
It's I have to say I just looked up because I remember I got a buddy up here that is a massive golf fan, and he had his name in the hat for tickets for years and years, and he finally got the call like 7-8 years ago that he was able to go to the Masters that year, and he was like, it was amazing. And I remember him telling me something about the food, and I looked again, and it's like pimento cheese sandwich, $1.50.
Yep.
Barbecue sandwich, $3. Coffee, $2. Like, it's so great that they're not like, even with the allure that the Masters has, the fact that there's this years-long wait list for tickets, you could charge those people anything
at all, yeah.
They would pay it, and they just don't. It's something just kind of nice about it. $6 for a beer is a little meh, but they want to.
That's too bad. I think that's
people's heads wound
correct.
In,
correct, because if
you
go back to the Ryder Cup, didn't the Ryder Cup do with something where it was like 16-ounce fucking beers and it was like free refills? You could pay like it was something. There was something at the Ryder Cup where it was like pay fucking $150 or $100 and just fucking fill your boots. And of course, Ryder Cup on the East Coast, it was like, this is going to be fucking...
That's a terrible idea. I mean, not if you're a fan and you're there and you're able to have free refills on your beer, but it's what got me thinking about it for this week is that for me, like between the Leafs losing, opening day of Major League Baseball was, 2 weeks ago now or 10 days ago now, I think, and the Sunday of the Masters for me is because I'm not that super dedicated golf fan. I didn't turn it on today. Probably won't turn it on tomorrow. Might flick it on a little bit on Saturday, in between the football that's on during the day. But when it comes down to that final, I'll pay attention to the scores, say, all right, who's going to make the cut? What's that leaderboard look like going into the weekend? Who's the favorite? Is somebody going to have that drop off on Saturday? Is somebody going to charge up the leaderboard on Saturday? Because I've had some great times watching that final round of the Masters.
Yep.
Like watching Rory win last year, absolutely loved it. Watching Sergio win, absolutely loved it. As a kid, watching Mike Weir win, being a Canadian, watching a Canadian win the Masters, it was a huge story in Canada. People that normally would not be watching golf because it's
Mike Weir, like early 2000s, was it?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe the end of the 20th century.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, computer. I know you're listening to me. Yeah, there you go. Finish my question for me. 2003. So I guess I wasn't that. I was 19 at the time. But when Tiger wins and stuff like that, it's very exciting, and it's something that I always look forward to. I'm wondering, and again, you ruined it, as I thought for sure the Champions League final would be something that you look forward to. You got any other days that come up every year in the sporting calendar that you're like, oh, shit, this day's coming up?
Oh, well, the fixtures for the Premier League.
Oh, okay. Well, that's because you're a traveling man.
Yeah, the first day of the season, or Liverpool's first home game of the season, because I always go. I always go to the last game, and then I go to wherever I can in between. But definitely the fixtures, because you're fighting an absolute battle with airlines. And to be fair, they're cottoning on now. They're just going, when's the first day of the season? It's then right. All flights are this amount from the
Jack
Friday to the
those
Sunday.
prices. Yeah.
Pricks. And what they do then is when they see who's playing, then they just reduce the ones that they don't think will be affected. And I am going to end up having to go through Manchester to go to Liverpool, and it's going to kill me because I always just go Liverpool. But yeah, it's probably that the Open in golf. PGA and the PGA and the US Open, yeah, I'm gonna watch them, but I think the Masters and the Open in terms of golf would be that. Football for that. Other sports, not really, not really. I'll know the Super Bowl is on in like February, is it?
Yeah.
And someone will tell me, and I'll only find out because they'll say I'm going out for Super Bowl Sunday. And I go, when is that? And they go, next week. And I go, oh, okay, that date, okay.
It's 2 a.m. on a Sunday night for you guys.
Yeah, which I don't mind. I don't mind because I do enjoy the Super Bowl. I hate the halftime bullshit. But yeah, that's probably. I'm trying to think of any other sports.
Really, I see because
do you know what's a big one? Do you know what's a big one? And I'm not even a gambler. Cheltenham horse racing,
which we spoke about on this show. That you said that like for some people it's just like. That's their thing, For some people, it's the March Madness. I'll give you one that I've learned that 20 years ago, I couldn't even have told you that it was a thing. I think it was Dylan mentioned it right at the top of the show. It is the most expensive game in all of sports. The championship playoff final is blockbuster. It is. I love watching the championship playoff final. I have no horse in the game. I don't care which team comes up between Charlton and Leeds or whoever the hell is playing in it. Yeah. It's great because there's jeopardy on it. There's so much riding on it.
And the playoff weekend will be great because they have like I think they used to do championship or they used to do League 2, League 1, then championship on the Monday. I think they've switched it now. I think it's championship first. And then I think they've switched it. But yeah, the playoff weekend is fucking brilliant. It's not something I will put in my calendar. It is something where you go, oh, that's on, oh, brilliant, the sort of way. But other sports, like Owenburg says there, the tennis Grand Slams are a big one for him. But Tom Bowles says, what about the poker tour? Stop.
I will tell you, there is the biggest beneficiary of the lockout in hockey in Canada. So because over here our sport players associations and the players go on strike every 8 years or so, we had a hockey strike in like 03, 04, something like that, maybe 05. And they didn't play half the season while they were in this labor stoppage. And the sports channels over here were like, what the fuck are we putting on TV? We're used to having like 400 hockey games to broadcast. And they started playing poker. And my God, if everybody didn't somehow become poker fans overnight, it just drives me fucking bonkers. Poker's not a sport. Poker is a game. Poker is a game. It's very different. I agree with Owen Burke. I like the Wimbledon. It's got that grandness to it. It's got that.
Fernanda says he has to watch the women's tennis on mute as he be accused of watching porn.
It does. Scientifically, it is shown that it increases the power that they hit the ball with when you make the
grunt
sound,
the old grunt.
Yeah, but I mentioned it with the first episode we did of this show. I don't really watch the Australian Open because the hours work so against me. But that is a date that when I start seeing the advertising for it, that's the start of the calendar year sports. When you get the Aussie Open. And then you get the F1 Grand Prix that takes place down in Australia.
F1 comes in soon.
Yeah, and that just starts like for me, it's the worst race of every single year. But I think every single year I sit down and I watch the Monaco Grand Prix. I just watched the Monaco Grand Prix. It's one of those things.
Dylan says, lads, what's your opinion on the protests? Would you fuck off annoy me, Dylan? The fucking protests. But he does also ask, lads, I'm a big kit man. Have you seen the issue with the Nike World Cup kits? Pointy shoulders on them. Lads running around like Cyndi Lauper. No, I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen that.
But we need to look them up.
Not every nation will be wearing Nike kit.
No, they won't. So I think the majority might be Adidas, to be fair. Rugby Jackal says, just last thing on the golf, he says, predictions for Sunday on the winners. He wants to know, will Ram win? Rory, Scotty Scheffler. If you were to pick one, who would you pick?
I honestly couldn't tell you anything about it. I'd just be going purely off vibes. So I'm going to say Rory's going to go back to back, repeat.
Okay. I'm gonna say if Scheffler's anywhere within four, I think he's so dangerous. The only thing I would say, if McIlroy comes out of this tomorrow, if he comes out going into if he's going into Saturday on 8, 9, 10 under, I think he might just steal himself and have a good go at it. But if I was to pick one, I'd love to win it. It'd be Justin Rose, because he's being beaten in two brilliant fucking playoffs.
I was
The
going to
one against
say, I
Garcia.
would just like to see Justin Rose lose in another playoff.
Ah, no, I'd love him to win it because he's actually a really, really nice fella. And to be fair, I I was really happy for Rory McIlroy winning the last year and winning the Grand Slam because he was getting so much fucking abuse over it. And I've changed my opinion on Rory McIlroy simply because I've told you on this show before, simply because of the PGA and their carry on during the whole live thing. I think I've much more respect for him now. He probably needs to loosen up a little bit though. But I still think my favourite Masters of all time was Sergio Garcia in 2017
It
when
was
he won.
amazing.
And him
It
and
was
Rose,
so
and they're going
emotional. I
shot
have
for.
no need to be invested in Sergio
Yeah,
Garcia
yeah.
winning.
But you
And
see,
I'm sitting
Sergio
there with
Garcia,
my wife
he was
and
always my
being like,
favourite golfer,
oh,
Sergio.
yeah,
And
it was
it
great.
was it was I wanted Sergio to win so badly at the time, and he's trying his best to lose, and then they're going shot for shot, and they're high fiving each other after shots and everything because it's that good, and they're obviously at the time they're fucking Ryder Cup mates, and you know it was just so good, and I think they were playing together in the Ryder Cup later on that year, 2017. Yeah, I'd say that'd be about right. And it was just phenomenal, the Sergio Garcia one. The only other, like, not at the Masters, but if you ever get a chance to watch Phil Mickelson and the guy that was meant to be Ryder Cup captain and he got fucked off because he went to live, Henrik Stenson. If you watch them on the last day of the Open in 2016, if you go onto YouTube, there has to be a video of it of the last day of these two playing together. The golf is out of this fucking world, right? That day. So if anyone watching, if you've never watched it,
You need to find a condensed version of that, and we can do a reaction show to that. And
honestly,
I can be
I would say there's a video out there where it's just Stenson, every shot, Stenson versus Phil Mickelson, 2016 Open, and I want to say it wasn't at St Andrews. It was at I can't remember where exactly it was. Was it Carnoustie? I'm not too sure, but unbelievable, unfucking believable that day. The golf was outrageous. But yeah, just I don't know how we got there, but we did. But there you go.
It's because I got you started talking about golf. Just a few other dates. I just want to get your feelings on it. How you feel about transfer deadline day,
I
Gav? Because
hate them.
it's the worst.
It's
It
so
might
bad.
the only thing that might be worse than transfer deadline day is trade deadline day in like hockey and basketball and stuff because the media companies have convinced themselves that it's this big deal, it's this big day, and all this action's going to happen. Like trade deadline day for the NHL, they've got a fucking studio. TSN, your favorite broadcaster, has a studio set up, and there's like 9 different people in it, and they got people in the back on cell phones, and nothing fucking happens.
But you see, the thing is, like, like you have it on Sky every year, and it's like our sources tell us this and our sources tell us that, and nothing happens because
Nothing.
a couple of reasons why, right? And the main reason is these Premier League teams all have so much money now that they just go, fuck off, you're not getting them. We don't care. You know what I mean? We get the same money in the summer. It's terrible, the transfer deadline day. Like, and we have in what I work at as my job, I have to fucking cover it, and I fucking hate it. Every fucking minute of the day, I hate. So what else have we got?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's that you get like draft day in the NFL and in hockey and
I don't
basketball.
understand them, so I don't understand the goings on there. I should really watch one, probably with you, and you can tell me what's going on because it sounds straightforward, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. Well, Tom Boland just says Draft Day. What a movie! I've never actually seen the movie Draft Day. I might have to go and watch it. It is a Kevin Costner movie. Kevin Costner, right now, we can go ahead and give him the Scott Stevens Humanitarian Award for acting in sports movies. He is
Okay.
the GOAT of acting in sports movies. Kevin Costner. It's not even a
Did
question.
he do Tin Cup?
He did Tin Cup. He did Bull Durham. He did Field of Dreams. He's done draft. So he's done football, base. He's done the two best baseball movies of
Yeah.
all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did Tin Cup, which might be the best golf movie.
Yeah, I'd argue. Yeah, it probably
You know?
is. Yeah.
What else is there? Bagger Vance.
Wasn't there one? There was one that my wife watched a while back, and it was like, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but it was like four poor like Hispanic guys, and they end up fucking getting. It's like an old. It's no. It's a newish movie set in older times.
It's about
Uh,
golf.
yeah. And she watched it, and it was fucking brilliant. And I was like, okay, and then I never watched it. But there you go. So yeah, no. So transfer deadline day, absolutely fuck off.
Yeah. The Long Game.
Yes.
It is based on a true story. It follows 5 young Mexican-American caddies in a 1950s Texas who are forbidden from playing at a local all-white country club.
Mm,
Does that sound about right?
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. So we
Um.
might have to put that on the list of sports movies to watch when we branch out and start doing I know sports movies. He's a clown.
Yeah.
And spend the weekend watching the same sports movies and then come give our reaction to it. No, like I find a lot of the superfluous stuff. Like I like the championship games. It's with playoffs over here. Like the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. It is a massive game. Like the college football national championship is a massive game, a huge game. It's in January and February, but it's the end of the season, which I don't like. Just for maybe it's my ADHD that, you would like the season to end in 2025 when it's 2025 sort of thing, the 2025 season. Like the Stanley Cup playoffs, the NBA finals, and the World Series, roughly when they're going to be, but it's never just one date because it's a best of 7. Like all of those are
Mm,
best of 7 series. It could be a sweep. It could go the distance. You never really know. It's those one-off games. It's the Champions League final. It's the championship playoff final. Like the final day of the Masters, the Wimbledon final. Like those big days I love. It's the ones that get convoluted around it. So somebody in there said that, who was that saying about Dylan saying that NFL draft day and the combine are great. The combine is just a bunch of college kids going through drills being timed. It's not exciting. It's guys running the 40-yard dash while a guy with a stopwatch stands there and goes like that. Like I think if you're a
So
fan
when
of,
does sorry, it's just on the NFL, just to go back to this NFL draft day, right? When does that happen?
I think it's coming up right away actually
Is it?
because it has to be in the off season.
Yeah. Well, the off season is fucking. They only start in September and they finish in February, don't they?
Yeah, draft weekend is the 23rd to 25th of April, so it's coming up right away.
Oh, so I'm gonna try watch some of that just to see what's going on.
Yeah, it's the only really
Is it a
like,
show? Is it like where they just all get together in one time and do this?
Oh, holy fuck. They make a gigantic song and dance out of it. So I believe the NFL does the first round on one day and then the rest of the draft on the other days because all the big names, all the hype is around who's going first overall, blah, 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 like all that sort of stuff. And then it tails off because what do they do in the NFL? I think 7 rounds of the draft. So, each team in theory has a pick for 7 rounds. That's a long time to be sitting there. But like the only pops that I find you get on NFL draft day is it depends on where it's being hosted. So they don't always do it in the same spot. So sometimes, and it's Philadelphia this year. And then the Philadelphia fans get themselves worked into a fucking lather in the build up to the draft going, don't draft this guy. Don't draft this guy. And it's like, and with the 7th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles choose that guy. And the whole crowd goes, boo. And it's like, he's never played for you and you're fucking booing him. Like,
Dylan O'Rourke said it. Dylan O'Rourke said it's over. It was in February/March.
I mean, I literally just Googled it. So
Okay.
Yeah. The
Anyway,
2026 NFL Draft will be held in Pittsburgh, PA from April 23rd to 25th, 2026. This is the same Dylan that said the course record at Augusta was 67. So I'm starting to think he doesn't know jack and or shit. I will say, last year at the NFL Draft, one of the favorite shithouse moments around sports ever occurred. I talked to you about this on another show a while ago, and I'm sure you forgot about it. Do you know the name Deion Sanders? Prime time. Played NFL football and Major
yeah,
League Baseball
I
in
know
the
the name,
90s.
but did he commit a crime?
Probably. It's Deion Sanders. He's a piece of shit. His
Okay, yeah.
kid.
I feel like he's the sort of guy that, and I don't mean this to be bad. No, do I mean this to be bad? I don't know. When you said that name, I immediately thought that's a sports guy that when the police knocked at his house, there was dead people inside.
I'm totally okay with starting that conspiracy theory because
No,
I
it's not
do not.
conspiracy theory. It's just
Oh, it's fact. It's 100% fact. You've heard it here first.
it's not fact. Sorry, Dion.
Anyways,
It's just
Deion Sanders retired and then became the head coach of the University of Colorado Buffaloes football program almost
oh
entirely so that he could coach his own son.
oh no, this wasn't the fella that went and they were absolutely shit and he ends up winning.
No. That's a great story. This is
Okay,
a funny story. So
okay.
Deion Sanders wants to coach his kid, a Nepo baby. Shadare Sanders comes, plays for the University of Colorado. They're not a very good football program. They've been maybe once in the last 30 years they've had a decent program. They did have a guy on their team. Shit, I can't remember his name. I should probably know it. He won the Heisman Trophy 2 years ago. Played both sides of the ball. So he played offense and defense, which is very rare in this day and age. The team was absolutely garbage, but you can't tell that to Shadare Sanders because he has his dad's ego, which is fucking gargantuan. So draft day comes around, and it's like, Travis Hunter, that's the guy. Thank you very much, Dylan O'Rourke. Fantastic football player. Will have a good career. Shadare Sanders will not have a good career. Shadare Sanders is sitting there. He's got his entourage all around him. They're all watching the draft on TV, and they're watching picks go and go and go and go, and nobody is drafting Shadare Sanders. And he's live streaming it on YouTube like an idiot. And then his phone rings. Shadare, it's so-and-so, the GM of, I can't remember what team it was, St. Louis or Tampa Bay or something like that. How you doing? And he's like, good. It's really good to hear from you. Really good to hear from you. He's like, I just wanted to give you a phone call and let you know that we're also not going to be drafting you. And it was some guy that Frank phone called. It's fucking hilarious. And then he ended up going to the Cleveland Browns, which is where quarterbacks go to die. So
Okay.
it's absolutely fantastic. Deion definitely did win a Super Bowl because he was on the dominant Cowboys teams of the 90s, but I don't think there's a chance he won a World Series. No chance he won a World Series. So. Yes.
Sorry, Rugby Jackal says, is there an Irish guy with a phenomenal kicking record in the NFL? How do rugby players get on in NFL? Christian Wade, Lewis, Reese, Zamet.
The punters they're having a really great moment right now because guys that were raised kicking rugby balls, it was the coach's son. He took the number from his dad's phone. Brilliant.
Brandon Cheese says, Gab's thinking of calling us Colonel Saunders.
Did he have bodies in his house?
I don't know. Sorry, I'm sorry to Dion. It was just when you said the name, I was like, I think I heard him on a true crime podcast. Probably didn't.
Yeah.
It was probably Donna Summers rather than Dion.
But just a final thing before we get out of here to answer Rugby Jackal's question about the rugby style kickers is how they kick the ball like off the point of the ball like you would in rugby. That NFL guys, like American and Canadian football guys, because there's a couple rugby style kickers up in the Canadian Football League as well too. The way the ball like spirals when it's coming down, the guys here aren't used to it. And you get those moments like in that reaction video that we watched where the ball goes over the punt returner's head and now he's catching it facing the wrong direction and he has to turn around and then the
that's
guy
when you get lit up.
Yes,
that's when you
got
get absolutely lit up. It's like God opens the clouds and shines this massive fucking beam down on you, and you're just held in this force field while 40 fucking fellas run after you and weighing a combined 18 ton and just jump on you, and literally try to kill you. The Irish guy with the Saints is doing really well as his own. He's the first choice kicker now. There you go.
Yeah.
And
It should translate over better just in terms of like the place kicking and stuff like that. It's gotten so much better. It used to be a 55-yard kick was like, ooh, they're really pushing it. And now these guys are hitting 63, 64, 65-yard kicks all the time, just again and again and again. So I think they need to remove kicking from the game of American football completely, but that's just me. That goes on to a completely other show.
but Dylan says the Gaelic football kickers has a much closer kicking style than rugby players. Ireland now has a number of kicking schools to get lads to the States for college. And then Owen says an Irish fellow with the Giants got a chance in 2 games and had a disaster. Got let go straight away.
There you go. You got to take your opportunity. I mean, I'm sure he got paid well enough for them 2 games that he's not too upset about it. Yes, Gav.
Talking about opportunities, okay?
Yes.
I just want to give you an update before I forget on our sponsor mission. Okay.
Yep.
We have got the best in the business in to do our bidding for us. I'm going to say that it's just Ashley, because she's good at this shit. So she followed up with what was that crowd?
Damage control.
Damage control. That didn't work out. They never come back. They're like just so. Anyway, I sent Ashley the Foosh.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you check these out? Make sure to tell them that we've 161 subscribers and we haven't posted once on social media because we are a juggernaut. And she came back and she said, have you deliberately picked a company based in Croatia, owned by Russians, and clearly say they do not deal with startups? And I was like, we didn't know any of this, but it makes it even more appealing. So I've told her to go with this unless she can find us a better sweatband company. So
no,
I have put Donna on the list. I've put Donna out there to her to see what the story is. So that's just an update on it.
I found Foosh by Googling independent sweatband manufacturing companies.
Okay.
And it was like all the big hitters, and it was like these people aren't gonna. I want an independent one, and it was like, hey, these guys are based out of Serbia. That seems pretty independent.
Yeah.
They make mostly running gear. Yeah, that seems cool.
They're Serbian, they're owned by Russians, and they do not entertain anyone that's a startup.
But we're not a startup. We got 161 followers already. Does that sound like a fucking startup?
I would say we are established. We are.
We've been doing this for over a month now.
We are doing this for. We have done 10 shows. Okay, and so don't be fucking around.
Already?
Yeah. What we would call ourselves trailblazers in the business. You know.
Yeah, pioneers.
I think when Time magazine come along and interview us, they are going to call us, you know, something of their era. They're going to put a reward in there, you know, and against their name.
Can we get classified as disruptors? Can we be disrupting an industry? I heard that's good.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah, you want somebody that disrupts.
Is that better than influencers?
I think so, because influencers all sound like a bunch of fucking jagoffs.
Oh, they're gobshites. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd much rather be a disruptor. Yeah. But anyways, I got to get out of here because I have a contractor coming around to give us a quote on doing a kitchen renovation, which means I'm going to have a super fun summer.
Yeah, you don't need to call him a contractor. Just say we've a kitchen fella coming around. Everyone will know what you're talking about.
He's a contractor. He's coming to look at the electrical, the plumbing, everything. So I got to go.
Is he going all in? He's going all in, is he?
Yeah.
He's willing to do a lot. It's great when you get someone that can do a lot, isn't it?
Well, hopefully he can fucking do the whole thing.
Well, he's going to tell you he can do a lot. He's not going to come in and go, by the way, the price is this, but by the way, I can do fucking none of this. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm actually a fucking...
I'm just worried that it's not going to be a contractor that shows up. It's actually going to be an NFL kicker, and I'm going to be like, shit, I should have had you in my quiz. So.
Yeah, like he's not going to come in and go, the only thing I'm qualified in is fishing. You know, but I'm willing to give it a go, and you go, well, the price seems great, and he goes, well, it is, because I haven't got a fucking clue how much this costs, and you go, great. You know what I mean? Yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I could have told you a story there, but I'm not going to.
Yes, because I have to go. But yes,
you have to go.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us again. Thanks for sticking with the show and making us the absolute industry disrupting juggernaut powerhouse that we are going to become. The show that Damage Control will look back on in 3 or 4 weeks, going, "Why did we not get on board this?"
Yeah, it's like they're going to see themselves. They're going to be watching like the film about like Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
That's what they're gonna
Yeah,
do.
it's damage control is going to feel like one of the two teams that didn't draft Michael Jordan that year because
Mm-hmm.
he went third overall in the draft. Do
Mm-hmm.
you want to be one of those two teams? I don't think you do. So
Mm-hmm.
get on board with it. We're going to try to have another reaction show to maybe something that's not quite as violent as the first 3 reaction shows that we've done on the channel.
They're great. I
Just
love them.
just something to break up the absolute onslaught of sports violence, but maybe not. Maybe we'll watch some horrific X Games crashes instead and do that. But
I'm gonna see if I can find some snooker meltdowns.
yeah, I can react to that. I know jack shit about snooker except for Ronnie O'Sullivan. That's the only thing I know about it,
Okay.
and that they all used to just smoke a lot.
I'll tell you what. You go off and look for some stuff you think I'd like, and I'll do the same for you.
Okay, see,
Okay.
that's how this show works.
Juggernaut.
Power of friendship through sports. So thank you very much, Gav. I've been Matt. Thanks everybody for joining us. And the final thing before we get out of here, fuck the Leafs. Fuck the Leafs. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Go Bruins.